The debtor letter run, okay, is cleverer because what it does is it looks at all the outstanding transactions on a customer account and says, right, how old is it? Okay, and if you look here, we've got an option in the setup, and you can specify for how many days overdue the oldest transaction is, yeah, a particular set of text. So what I'm saying is this is a 30-day text, and that's the message I want to put on the letter if they've got a transaction that is over 30 days. Okay, so it means that you can do one letter run, yeah, and it puts the correct letter in, letter text in, depending on how old their oldest debt is that's not in query. Okay, so it's quite intelligent. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, we've got an allocate free stock routine if you wanted to work this way. And what this is you put all the orders on, and you can sort all the orders, let's say by customer ranking, which we discussed earlier, the customer, the sales order, the item line due date, or the delivery route. Okay, because it may be that you're trying to stack up a truck that's going to a particular area, so then you'd probably try and do it by route. Okay, so let's say by item due date. Do I want to include picking notes already printed? So if I've already printed the pick notes and they're really in the warehouse in picking, I really don't want to be messing about with them, because obviously I've sent an instruction to the warehouse to pick them. So that's why that little option's there. Okay, so this routine, okay, lists all the outstanding orders, item lines. Okay, and it says that's how many were ordered and that's how many are allocated. And remember, in our preferences, we'd specify ignore stock levels. Okay, so my buttons here, like deallocate, okay, will zero the allocation, but when I say reallocate, it'll just put the same number in because it's ignoring the stock levels. If it wasn't ignoring the stock levels, then it would say, right, how much free stock have we got, and go from the top down. And the nice thing about this is that what you would do is, if you wanted to prioritize, yeah, let's say this particular order over any other particular order for the same item. Okay, so let's say you only had 8 of this particular Kingston RAM or whatever, okay, but you've got orders for 12, okay, so what you could do is, well, this customer's much better than those two, so I'll tell you what we'll do, yeah, we'll move them up, okay, the list, okay, by dragging and dropping them, okay, if I can actually do it, okay, and then when I allocate, okay, it will allocate the 10 for them, 8 for them first, leaving 2 outstanding, and then not allocate any of those 2. So what you can do is you can start to prioritize, and you can even use your customer ranking. Okay, and then obviously you've got your print pick note button, and that'll print pick notes based on the allocations that you've done. Okay. We've got the normal sort of options like void receipt, someone bounces a check on you, or you've entered it wrong. Refund, you've got to actually refund a customer money because there's an outstanding credit on their account, and confirm intrastat analysis. Now, it's fully intrastat enabled. Okay, so what happens is all the customers' items that you're selling to the EU, okay, will be here. So let's just kind of do this by date range, and hopefully we've got some transactions in here to. Okay, so yep, today. So say, right, give me a list. Cool. Okay, so these are all the invoices that are to EU customers. Okay, that have a VAT code that is actually we've specified that we actually want to include in the intrastat. So invoice number 12, let's say, was to the French customer. If I go to the detail, it'll give me all the details on that particular account. Great. Okay, so you actually got the description, the commodity code, the type of travel, okay, which obviously we've specified them all for you there, type of transaction, and, was it free on board or whatever, okay. It automatically picks from the item whether it's supplementary units required or not. It automatically takes the weight from the item and times it by the quantity or whatever, and the unit of measure, and you can see that it was EC sales. Okay, now one thing to obviously mention, I'll confirm that, so when I come back to this general list it's already confirmed, is that this, on the sales side, it works on invoice. Okay, so we've confirmed goods have actually gone, and on the purchase side, supplier side, it actually works on GRN. There's a lot of systems out there that seem to have misunderstood quite what they're supposed to be doing in this area, So, on the supply side, we do it on GRN because that's when you confirm goods have come in. Yeah. For some reason, other systems want to seem to do them on order rather than actual for confirmation of goods going out or goods coming in. But this obviously does what it's supposed to do. Now, so what we do is we're confirming this, we say OK, and then when we come into that again, yeah, we won't actually have that same transaction won't actually be in there, okay? Because obviously we've already confirmed it, hopefully. Okay, go back a bit further. Okay, so now you can see that those have disappeared. And what happens is in the accounting module now, okay, I'll just nip into there, you've actually got a intrastat reconciliation routine. And all that does is that picks up all the ones that have actually been confirmed in the customer and supplier ledgers, yeah, and allows you to actually produce the intrastat routine. But more of that when we actually look at the accounting module. Okay. All right, so we've been through the tools options. Yeah, we've been through new and find. Okay, we've been through a lot of setup there. Okay, and what I want to show you is obviously the business intelligence. Well, we've got numerous dashboards here. We've got the workflow one, which is, as we described in CRM, you can do a new sales quote from here, find customer. So you can use the menu or you can use the workflow. We've also got a reports dashboard. Okay, so we can preview things. We can highlight particular reports, and if I wanted to sort of see, well, what's it like? Yeah, I can actually, bring it up. So let's pick on one of these, so you can see what it's going to look like. We've also got a fully integrated report writer, but obviously I'll discuss that later on. That is no extra cost. That's already built into the program, and we've got a business intelligence. Okay, so we're going to add more to these, but essentially it's trying to manage by exception. Okay, so what we're saying is, for example, delivery performance down here. Okay, so what we want to know is, are we delivering on time? Yeah, so what we can see here is we're actually delivering under time. If we were delivering past the due date that we promised the customer, then obviously they'd be in red. Yeah, so if I kind of highlight that one there, it'll actually give me all the orders, okay, that actually make up that average. Okay, so we can actually see here we've actually got some where we've we've delivered very early, yeah, and obviously we've delivered some that are dead on time. Overdue invoices, daily sales. We've got order intake, so this is quite a good one because what it says is over the last 7 days, we've sold that. That 7 days before that, we've sold this particular amount. And what it does it sort of highlights any differences. So you can actually see, why is this 7 days less than the last 7 days, or why is the last 14 days less than the 14 days prior to that? So you can start to see a trend if sales are going up or down. We can see overdue sales order items, and if you click on the plus button there, it actually expands that dashboard. Okay, so you can see that all these are very overdue because obviously they've got red next to them, so that's 36 days overdue. What else have we got here? We've got volume of customers and accounts receivables or aged debtors. Okay, so we've also got help manager. But essentially, that is the customer module. Thank you very much for listening.